Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for the moderator who give me times to present my research result. My name is Prila Rahmawati, and today I would like to present my paper. The title is Blended Project-Based Instruction and its Impact on High-Order Thinking Skill. Okay. Now let's go to the background of the study. One of the global educational issue is 21st century learning, in which the student must have critical thinking, citizenship, growth mindset, communication, and creativity, and also collaboration. And the teachers here must develop student high order thinking skill, which included in 21st century skills. Another issue that the COVID-19 crisis require educators to shift how teaching and learning happen worldwide. Due to the pandemic, the teaching and learning migrate to remote learning modality. And one of the big method which are adopted by the teacher is that the online learning, in which online learning encourages the engagement and motivations of students. And by using technology or online learning, by several platforms like Zoom meeting, Google Classroom, or another learning management system, it impacts of cost saving, time saving, and also stress reduction. But this online learning itself, it doesn't merely that it can solve this problem. Actually, we also need face-to-face interaction, because in face-to-face interaction, student social and spatial awareness is more developed. And by using traditional classroom or face-to-face, it can engage collaborative learning. That's why we need to combine, we need to mix this kind of idea, the use of online learning and face-to-face learning. That's why here, blended learning is recommended. Blended learning itself is reflective combinations of face-to-face experience and online learning. However, in applying blended learning, I think it doesn't enough. It is not enough to accommodate students' high order thinking skill. It's need another methods called project-based learning. Because by using project-based learning, especially in the face-to-face interaction, is give chance for the students to develop critical thinking. Some research prove that way. Besides critical thinking, it's also develop their creative thinking and also creativity. That's why having combined both the advantages of blended learning and also project-based instruction, the objective of the research is that the researcher is intended to reveal the impact of the combinations of blended learning and project-based instruction on high-order thinking skill. Now let's go to the research methodology. It employ quasi-experimental design, in which there were two groups. The experimental group is 32 students, and the control group is 26 students, and the population is 110 students. The subject is that the students who enroll in English curriculum and material development class, and it's the 5th semester. And the instrument which are employed in this research is the test. In order to measure the student high order thinking skill, the indicator of the test is that it's employ 4 kinds of knowledge, which are under high order thinking skill, namely factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, and metacognitive knowledge, in which there are several questions, which are started with the verbs such as in factual knowledge is classify, compare, correlate, explain, distinguish, and create. And the result of the test was assessed and classified by the scoring rubric proposed by Bloom. Yeah, here the scoring rubric. That's why the student will classify into level 1, 2, or 3 in the skill of high order. And let's go to the finding. This is the procedures on both experimental and control group. For the treatment experimental group, the procedure is that the first is explain the course outline, including the references that they have to read in order to join or enroll this course, and ask the students to read references. Yeah, because of there will be several topics, the student placed in several groups and should present and should create a product in the form of PowerPoint presentations, and then the paper for presenting the selected topic. And the next step is that providing stimulating questions and discuss the result of reading with the group offline. Yeah, this is the time for face-to-face interaction. After they discuss online with their group, yeah, it's time to the teacher to facilitate them in the face-to-face interaction by what's that? Applying several procedure which belong to project-based learning, in which during this face-to-face interaction, the teachers observe the way they discuss the discussion, the way they identify the problem, and when they have when they found some difficulties, they can directly ask to the lectures. And after the discussions, they have to, what's that? Create the result, create the result and then upload the product into the Google Classroom. And for the next meeting, they have to present in front of the class in order to get the feedback from both lectures and the audience, the students in this case. And the last step is online discussion in the Google Classroom suite based on the lecture questions. It's such kind of stimulating questions that the forum is free for all the students, not only the member, to discuss about the issue that already discussed in the classroom. And for control group is the online, a fully online class. The first thing is explain the course outline. The same thing, they have to discuss several topics when they have to present in order to understand the material, and ask the students to read the references. The references is almost the same like the experimental one, and then they have to discuss the result of reading with the group online, upload the product in the Google Classroom, and the last is present the result online via Google Meet or Zoom meeting. And after several meetings, in the end, they are given the same task, the same questions related to their understanding about the material by the indicators of a high order thinking skill. The findings show that the result of the independent sample t-test by using statistics show that the t-test is higher than t-table. It implies that there is significant difference for the student high order thinking skill from the student who are taught by a blended project-based instructions and the fully online one. And it can be concluded that blended project-based instruction is more effective in boosting student high order thinking skill. And after that, after the result is classified, it can be seen that the most significant number of students reach level 3, in factual domain, and the number of students in the experimental group is higher than the control one. It can be seen from the table, from the figure, that most of the students who are taught by using blended project-based instruction gain a good level of high order thinking skill classification. Now let's have a discussions based on the result. It's based on the result, which is stated that the blended project-based instruction is more effective. It's support Anadifa, Jukri, Dimit, and Rahmawati research that blended project-based learning gives chance for the student to develop their critical thinking. It can be seen from the way they discuss in the classroom, that they have sharing the idea. If they have a questions, they try to find the answer through online by browsing through the internet, or sometimes asking for the teachers. And this also show that they can properly apply, analyze, or evaluate knowledge that has been collected through observation and experience, as the criteria of high order thinking skill. Here, they can get from their friends and also from the lectures, and they observe the reading references which are suggested by the lecturer, and they find the material themselves both online or offline in the library. And it's also support the research result of Wahyuni, who stated that blended project-based instruction allows students to work in group, ask questions, and critically analyze the informations. Here, through in doing the projects, in order to perform well during the presentations and find the material which match with the topic or the issue, they discuss in a group. They ask questions, critically analyze the information that they got from the idea of the friends, and also from the references that they read. There is an interaction during resulting the product. And in blended project-based instructions, students are facilitated to acquire factual knowledge. You see that it is essential to the student because it serves as a fundamental building block. Most of the students who are taught by project-based, by blended project-based instructions, so that their factual knowledge is greater than the fully online one. It's a good start to It's a good start to bearing the idea in order to analyze, apply, and evaluate for the next issue. Okay, and then we come to the conclusion. Based on the finding and also the discussion, it can be concluded that blended project-based instruction is proven to be effective. It is effective compared to the fully online one, since it develops high order thinking skill. And the recommendations, sometimes in the process of using this method is that we found the problem, for example, the inaccessibility of the internet connections, because we are living in the remote area, like in Ponorogo. Sometimes the students find difficulty to access the material and they cannot join the discussion online. That's why it should we recommend to the institution, especially for providing sufficient infrastructure to support the successful implementations of this approach. Okay, thank you. hopefully it can be beneficial for you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.